This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is a case of Palmer versus Palmer. You all are married, you've been together for 20 years, you've got 2 children together, but the life that you have built together is all in jeopardy based on what happens here today. Am I right, Mr. Palmer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, you've opened this case. Tell us why you're here.
Well, Your Honor, I'm here because after 20 years of marriage, I'm suspecting that my wife is cheating on me. Yeah. And I was like, hey, it's getting old. It's time to get to the bottom of it. So I'm here.
Miss Palmer, come on, talk to me. Tell me something.
It hurts me right to the core. I cannot even fathom the thought of another man. Just looking at him, I've been in love with him for all these years. There's no way that I could give myself to anyone else ever.
She's beaming. Look at her. She is beaming.
I love him. I love him.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So because you love him so much, how does it feel to be accused of cheating?
At first, when he said what he had said, I was shocked. Like, how could you even say that? How could you even feel that way? I had started a new job. We were behind when I first started, so I had to play catch up in the beginning. I did everything I could do, and then as soon as I left work, I had to go home and work and take care of our family and my wife duties. So it shocked me that he could even think that or feel that.
Yeah, but you know, and sometimes a new job can swallow you whole because you're trying to learn the job
Right.
and be good at it and,
Right.
and do well. And so, you know, I can't fault her for trying to do well on her job. But is there something else to support allegations of cheating?
Well, we were at home one evening, and I assumed she was downstairs, you know, let's say she was cooking, and I was upstairs. Well, I'm also upstairs with her cell phone. But just at that particular moment, I was near it and looked down at the information center, and it was a guy's name. So just to see where I was with her, I asked her, have you been talking to anyone from your job? Or does your maintenance, you know, property management, she has to communicate with her maintenance man. Do your maintenance men have your cell phone number? Do they call you after hours? And that may have been her response and said no. And obviously I had the text message, just came in moments after hours. Look, honey, you want to try that again?
Yeah. So, go ahead, love.
Ms. Palmer, I mean, that's such an easy, innocent question.
Yes.
Why did you give him a false response?
I didn't want him to get upset, and I should have been straight up in the beginning.
But why would he have gotten upset if nothing's going on at work?
I guess I didn't think of how bad it would hurt him. I thought it was just something that would just let it go and move on.
Okay. You know, you have this big smile. Why? What is it that you're smiling about?
He is just a natural actor that one day I feel like I'm watching Kevin Hart and laugh at my pain. And then one day I feel like I'm in most of the days, I feel like I'm in a romantic comedy with Will Smith. And then sometimes I maybe eat Julia Roberts and Sleeping with the Enemy.
Oh.
So, you know, I just feel like...
So you're just kind of watching him do his show?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but
I'm a part of it.
But he thinks you're a pretty woman sleeping with another man.
That's correct.
See, and that's the problem.
Look at you, Mr. Cutler.
But there is no problem.
So, I mean, this is very serious. You've got a 20-year marriage here.
That's right.
That's on the line. And he's got a couple of instances of questionable behavior. And so it's kind of starting to mount up. I mean, Mr. Palmer, do you have any other reasons to think she's cheating?
Well, one more incident, and maybe you could even relate to this with me.
What?
That scares me, but okay.
Well, being that in a long marriage, you have to do different things to spice it up, okay? I do the laundry in my home just because of the attire that I wear. It's very delicate, so I make sure that, you know, the laundry is done appropriately. Well, when I go to take the laundry to do the laundry, I'm seeing brand new, well, they're in the dirty clothes, but to me, they're new thongs that I've never seen worn on my wife. So I'm wondering, if I've never seen them and you're wearing them and they're dirty, when did you wear them? When did I miss out on seeing some nice looking Vicky Secrets, you know what I'm saying? And she's got some nice ones, you know, so
what part of this he's supposed to relate to, the thong part or the laundry part?
Well, With the thongs,
What's your concern?
I don't get to see them. I get granny panties. You know, I get the
Oh,
panties.
no, not the granny panties.
Where
Okay.
you and I can relate is being that in a 20-year marriage, you have to do things to spice it up. I don't have a problem with granny panties, but I don't want them all the time. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Ms. Palmer, talk to me about why you're wearing thongs every day, but Mr. Palmer is not seeing them any day at all.
Well, I'm always the last one to get the shower. So of course he doesn't see them. So I go straight for my work clothes after cooking all day, after I'm done coming home, and then I take them off and I go get in the shower. He may be too busy in his phone to see it, or maybe too busy watching TV to see me taking them off. But when I get out of the shower, then he pays attention.
And at that point, is that when the granny panties fall in?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
I sleep in them.
Miss Palmer, I'm not buying that. How is he not seeing you in these if you wear them every day? That's not holding water for me.
I like to shop and I buy a lot of underwear. And he just doesn't see them when I take them off to go and get in the shower. And then I go straight in the dirty clothes.
Okay, did you see thongs before now?
Well,
Oh, boy.
okay, so these would be what I would get to wash, not see. I don't even know how these work. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't get to see them. You know, I don't even know how these work. But these is what I get. I get these, and we make these sexy.
So the thongs were something that's a new thing
It
since she
came
started
with the
working.
new job, right?
All right.
Miss Palmer, let me just ask a hard question. Who at work are you wearing these thongs for?
Myself and myself only.
I mean, okay, I'm not gonna be like Mr. Palmer. I'm not gonna be disarmed by your beautiful smile. So you gotta give me more than that. I mean,
But Mr. Cutler, you know, every now and then a lady likes to have something on that makes her feel like a girl that everybody don't have to know about. You just know that you are girlish underneath.
I understand that. But when you're married, you see that because you see the good, the bad, the up, the down. You see everything.
I'm glad you didn't say ugly.
I would never say that. No, so, but you see everything. So the fact that he's like, the only time he's seeing them when he's doing the laundry, he's like, hey, where these come from? I've never seen her wear these. Yeah, I understand why he's concerned.
Well, okay. All right. Well, I'll have to give you that one, Mr. Cutler.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Palmer, do you have any other reason to believe that Miss Palmer is cheating?
This one particular incident, I believe, took the cake. It was the final straw. I'm on the phone with her. During her getting ready to clock out, it just seemed like she was rushing me off the phone.
Okay.
Because the goodbye was odd, I called back 6 minutes later. She picks the phone up, and she's just full of energy and full of life and full of all these words that were just piling on top of each other. It sounded like, in my opinion, all the talking she was doing was trying to drown out the sound of the background as if someone was accompanying her.
What did you hear?
Well, at first, I thought I heard the sound of skin on skin slapping sounds, like.
As if she was on the phone.
Oh. And then it sped up.
The tempo change, yes.
All right, and you associate that sound with what?
Sex,
Somebody body slapping against bodies.
correct, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Miss Palmer, he's hearing. What is that? What were you doing? Were you having sex with somebody?
No, it was me walking through the building with my boots on. That's it. You could hear rat pee on cotton. It was so quiet in the building. I'm the only one in there.
I mean, a boot walking through a building would sound kind of like.
Clop, clop.
But I'm excited coming home, so
Okay.
maybe it was a little faster.
Maybe it's a little faster, but it still doesn't sound like. That's skin on skin right there. So, Miss Palmer, were you having sex with somebody?
No, I was just in shock that he even asked me that question. Mind you, I begged him for about a year to take a lie detector test, just to get the stuff. Just stop saying this. It's not true. I
You
would
begged
never
for
do
who
this.
to take the test?
I begged him to put me through a lie detector test.
So you wanted a lie detector test?
I wanted one, yes.
And you took it.
I took it.
Did you pass it?
Yes, of course I passed.
Okay, so she passed the lie detector test. Why wasn't that enough?
It's not that easy. That's pretty much what got me here is when we took this lie detector test, this is verbatim how it went. The gentleman, strapped her up, fast forwarded to the end results.
Okay.
He brings me in the office. He pulls out that Scantron paper, points to a blue squiggly line, a red squiggly line. Then he points to this bottom number in circles. It says, that's a 95, she passed. Oh, gotta go, guys. Email me, and I'll send you guys the results.
Wow.
And so wait
a second.
You had no confidence in his results then.
None.
And so that's why you came here.
Absolutely, I'm here.
Because our experts are the best.
That's what we do, Mr. Cutler.
That's what we do.
This court has not only had one polygraph examiner, we had two certified licensed polygraph examiners to examine Ms. Palmer to determine, is she cheating? Why would you explain that? All right, you both are certified polygraph examiners, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've trained polygraph examiners.
I have.
You've done more than 3,000. So you all know about this. So the credentials that you are worried about are not in question.
Not anymore.
Okay.
So you both individually and separately administered polygraph examinations to Ms. Palmer, correct?
Yes, sir.
Explain what you did.
First, Your Honor, I conducted a polygraph examination, and during the course of the chart tracing, I detected that she was exhibiting controlled breathing, which is through block breathing and suppression, which is commonly referred to as countermeasures.
When you say controlled breathing, what do you mean?
Controlled breathing is when you're trying to purposely distort the charts, and you're trying to suppress your breath during the timeliness of the asking of the question during the 20-second window of evaluation.
Why were you trying to beat the test?
I was never trying to beat the test, not whatsoever. This is my life, and I would never put myself in a situation to cheat on my husband of 20 years we've been together. Never in my life would I put myself out there for another man to even attempt to snatch me up. I think all this that's going on with him is just me being gone at work makes him jealous. He wants to be with me, and I want to be with him. If I could get paid for staying at home to love my family, I absolutely would.
Mr. Palmer, what are you thinking? Because I can see the wheels moving. What are you thinking?
I don't know. It's things people will do, for love or to cover their own rear end. I don't know. I'm just taking it all in, Your Honor.
Let's get to this, the results of the test. But let me just say this, Ms. Palmer, and you probably heard me say it before. It is better for you to tell your story than, in this case, 2 examiners to tell your story. Is there anything that you need to share?
Not whatsoever. I've been telling my story. I love this man more than anything in this world, and I wouldn't even get to that situation to do something like that.
So it is your unqualified testimony that you have not cheated on your husband?
Never.
All right. You both asked Ms. Palmer, separately and apart, have you had sexual intercourse with another man since you have been married to Mr. Palmer? What was her response, Mr. Lawrence?
No.
Mr. Platt, what was her response?
She stated no.
Mr. Lawrence, what were the results of her examination?
The results of the lie detector were deceptive.
Mr. Platt, what were the results of your examination?
The lie detector determined that she was being deceptive.
Ms. Palmer, 2.
I've never cheated on him, period.
I know these 2 men. I know their credentials. Have you cheated?
No.
Who have you cheated with?
I have not cheated, period. You can hook me up to any test. You can rewind my brain.
We did hook you up to 2 tests.
I never cheated on this man since we have been married, period.
All right, well, let's go to the next question. You both asked Ms. Palmer, since the start of your new job 2 years ago, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone other than Mr. Palmer? Mr. Lawrence, what was her response?
No.
Mr. Platt, what was her response?
She stated no.
Mr. Lawrence, what did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was being deceptive.
Mr. Platt, what did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was being deceptive.
Mr. Palmer? Where's it going from here?
We got a marriage and a family on the line.
I don't know. Definitely reevaluation.
You know, you took marriage vows and it was for better or for worse. This is the worst. I mean, 20 years you don't just throw away on a dime.
Right.
But Ms. Palmer, there's nowhere for you to go if you don't tell him what has happened.
Telling the truth, period. I've never cheated with anyone. End of story.
Well, let me say this, Ms. Palmer. Today may not be the day that you feel like you want to tell him whatever you need to tell him. But at some point soon, for your marriage to go forward, you're going to have a serious conversation with Mr. Palmer. If you have any chance of your marriage going forward, you're going to have to do that. You all have been in a committed relationship for 3 years. You're living together, and you met each other in high school and reconnected on Facebook. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Moody, why have you brought your boyfriend to court today?
Well, Your Honor, my boyfriend has been working in Tennessee, and ever since he's been working in Tennessee, things have just been real rocky, and I have an uneasy feeling about the things that he's doing. And just like a month ago or so, I found out that he sent some money to another woman. And so I need to know for myself to go any further in this relationship if he's sending this woman money because they have something going on together, or, you know, I mean, I just need to know what it is. Why? What is it about this woman that you're sending her $200?
All right, so you believe that he's actually cheating with this woman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Brackins, what are you here to prove today?
The girl we're talking about from Tennessee where I was working, I sent her money, Your Honor. Yes, I did. We talked on the phone. She said that her bills were behind and her kids needed some help. So I was like, I'll help them. I'm a Virgo. Us Virgos like to help, so I helped her.
Okay, wait a minute.
So you're saying you're not cheating with this woman?
No, sir, I'm not.
How do you know her?
From high school.
She's well known in the community. Very well known.
What is it in your heart that makes you think there's something else going on?
For one, I know my man, and he does not send people money just to be giving money out like that.
Neither does mine.
Right. So that's what has me feeling so uneasy about it. And then besides that, for past 3 years, like, it's never been nothing but lies. I need the truth. I just need the truth, or I cannot go any further.
All right, so a man's been lying to you for 3 years. How have you stayed in this game?
Back 3 years ago, I had a really, really, really bad addiction.
Oh.
And
God bless you.
yes, and when me and Anthony reconnected, he was like a security blanket for me. And I fell in love, like, right off top, and we had a beautiful baby girl. We were together literally 4 weeks when we found out I was pregnant. Our child is amazing, and he's an amazing father. And I would do anything. I just want my family.
So he came and saved you from yourself?
Yes,
Your Honor, we saved each other. I was in a bad part of my life, Your Honor. She was in a bad part of her life. We kind of lifted each other, got each other on our feet.
If you all have built each other up, why are you here tearing each other down?
My brother got him a job with him in Tennessee, and so we were super pumped because he literally went from making like $2.15 an hour to $25 an hour.
Wow.
And so it was such a blessing, and so I was all excited, and I'm like, you're gonna work out of town, it's not a problem. You know, you're going to provide for your family.
Right.
No, the first week of him being there, it was like every hour, on the hour, he's calling, babe, what are you doing? How are you doing? I love you. And literally, like, the second week, all that stopped. I'd get one call per day. And when we would get on the phone, it was like he didn't have nothing to discuss with me no more. He didn't have anything to say. And so I knew his attention was going somewhere else.
So you felt like the first calls were like, babe, I want you to be a part of my life and what's going on. The calls later on were like, hey.
Yeah.
Okay, he's checked the box.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I understand.
You know, when you first start a job, you don't know what's going on, you don't have a lot to do, so you have a lot more free time during the day.
You know, we talk about this, attention versus intention. And when you and she's saying I was getting no intention. It was just like, I'm checking the box.
Okay, but he's traveled to another state to take this job to provide for his family. He doesn't want to lose this job.
I understand that. And she says I fully supported it. She saw it as a blessing. Am I right? Isn't that what you said?
You're exactly right.
She has a phone just like I have a phone, though. She can call me just like I call her.
That's fair.
All right,
fair.
so Miss Moody, did anything else happen to make you think he's cheating?
A friend of mine and my brothers decided to go up there and visit them. And he like literally doesn't even speak to me. Like, me and his child have pulled up and haven't seen you in 2 weeks.
Did he know you were coming?
Yes.
Okay.
And when we got there, he's like a knot on a log, like not happy to see us at all, not,
Your Honor,
nothing.
we're arguing all the way up to this point. We're not on good terms when they're coming to visit.
Are you happy to see them?
The first thing I go to do is get my daughter. She comes running to me.
Please tell me the second thing you did was to grab your girlfriend and kiss her.
Your Honor, it wasn't. Because we wasn't on good terms. Did I look at her? I hugged her.
Was there anything in the hug? I mean, you can hug anybody and not feel anything.
But I wasn't finna hug her like everything's like A-okay when it's not.
I have to agree. If I'm not happy with you, I'm not gonna be like,
Look,
baby, I love you. It's gonna be like, yeah, I got you.
If I travel out of state to come see you at job, you better hug me, like you happy to see me.
I can't promise that. If we
No.
are on good terms, I can't promise you that.
If we on good enough terms for me to come visit you, you on good enough terms to hug me.
Well,
Now, so what was the issue?
We go on break, me and her brother, and it's a store literally a mile down the road, Your Honor. I'm like, meet me there to get some lunch. So I go there, get her to make me a sandwich, the lady, and I go get me a bag of chips. She comes in hollering like, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not doing nothing. She was like, I seen you behind the counter hugging the woman making your sandwich.
Your Honor, when I walked in the store, I acted wild because I was almost for sure positive that I seen him hugging this lady. And my exact words was, is this seriously happening? I didn't even look at him. I did not even acknowledge him. I walked in the store and got loud because I knew I saw what I saw.
It wasn't never seen, Your Honor.
And he has convinced me since that it is not true, that I did not see that and I'm crazy. But like, I know what I saw. Back in November, he was working at this restaurant and we lived literally 2 miles down the road in these apartments. Well, his Facebook Messenger, his profile, starts sending me screenshots of him and this girl's conversation.
What did the messages say?
Basically, if the sex is good, a real man's gonna come with it.
Mr. Brackins, are you sending these texts to other women?
No, sir.
How do you think these got sent to her from your phone?
I don't know, Your Honor.
You gotta do better than that. You gotta do better than that.
It wasn't nothing, I don't know, man. I guess it just screenshot, my button dialed it, I don't know.
Okay, so these did come from your phone?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, who were you sending this Facebook message to?
A female.
I figured that.
you can't pull nothing over him.
Yeah, I figured, who was it?
I mean, we've talked a long time ago, but we was just friends at the time.
How is that okay? How do you sexually text a friend? I'm just so heartbroken over this situation. I would never. The things that he said in those messages, it was almost disrespectful. It was so dirty. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just one of the worst hurts and pains that you can ever feel, to know that the man that you love and the man that you gave everything up for, the streets, the drugs, the guys, the everything, and I chose to be faithful to you because I love you. I feel like you enjoy causing this conflict and this pain on me and my heart because it continues to happen.
Mr. Brackins, do you see her?
Yes, Your
Do
Honor.
you see what you're doing to her? You are tearing her in half.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this the same woman that you mentioned at the beginning of this case?
It is not.
So the $200 woman is different from this woman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me what happened.
With the $200?
Yeah.
Okay, our daughter's birthday was June the 1st, and he was coming in from town on the 28th of May from Tennessee. He's like, Hannah, let's call a friend of ours to get the big blow up, and have this big party. Well, the female friend of his that he was sending the $200 to just decides to one day let me know she was the woman of my man's dreams. She was making jokes, because I will say, and we can have a laugh about it, I'm not the best cook. And so I guess he had told her some things about my cooking or whatever. And she was like in my messages talking about, your man don't like hamburger helper, by the way. Like just trying to be smart and messy.
What is she doing texting you about things in your household? Why is that going on?
But then too, my thing is like, you claim to love me so much, why are you degrading me to somebody?
All right, let me read this text from the other woman. I was the woman of your dreams a few weeks ago. It was sent to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And she's telling you she was the woman of his dreams?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What else do you have, Ron, please?
The girl, like I said, she's very well known in the community, so it kind of lets off what kind of personality she has. And so she kept sending me these little videos of her twerking, and she was like yelling out, "Hey, this what your man want," you know, just little petty stuff, trying to make me mad.
All right, so, I mean, let me tell you what I'm looking at here. There's a video clip of a woman who is outside on the grass. She's got like one hand behind her, the other hand in front, her legs
spread apart.
Yeah, spread apart.
And she looked like she's driving like it's hot.
Yeah.
She was definitely trying to, Your Honor.
And she's twerking, saying this is what your man wants.
Yes, ma'am.
Has he ever told you he wanted that?
Of course not.
Is this what you want, Mr. Brackins?
No, Your Honor.
Why does she think that's what you want?
Because she's a problem starter.
There are a bunch of people in your community. Why you?
Because we talked for a few days. We did. Yes, we did, Your Honor. But
So you talked to the community girl?
yeah, for like 2-3 days.
And when you say you talk, what did that entail?
Like we've conversated, and that's why I sent her the 200, because she said she needed help with the bills and her kids and blah, blah, blah. So yes, I helped her.
For twerking? Was it twerking money?
No, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, he claims that, you know, I gave her $200 and she paid me back $100. Trying to make the story sound better, I guess. My point is still, why are you sending this woman money?
Well, how did you find out about the money?
She told me about the money. And when I confronted him and called him, which was like instantly, he then lied and said that first he lied and said he didn't know what I was talking about, and then it was $30. And then about an hour later, he called on his break and was like, "Babe, I'm sorry, I've got to tell you the truth. I sent her $200 and she mailed me back $100. If I get the answers that I'm really hoping to get today, and I can move forward with my family, I want him to be to where I don't have to ask 3 or 4 or 500 times. I don't have to get evidence and slap him in the face with it to get the truth. I want the truth when I first ask, and more than anything, I don't even want to have anything to ask about.
All right,
There
so
you
Mr.
go.
Brackins, why did you lie about the first time and the second time?
Either way it goes, I shouldn't be sending no other woman money.
Bingo. There it is.
And you realize that now? You
Yes, Your
recognize
Honor.
that?
Yes, Your Honor. I was wrong. All the way wrong.
And now there's a family on the line because of this.
There is everything on the line, Your Honor. Anthony does not have a car. Anthony does not have anything but his job, basically, and his family. That's all he does have. And if things go the wrong way today, Anthony will lose it all.
When you say lose it all, what does that mean?
I mean, he will not be able to enjoy waking up to his daughter in the morning. He will not be able to enjoy laying down at night with the woman that he claims he loves and his daughter, the two most important people in his life.
So if the answers come out the way you are fearful that they might come out, you're gone.
Yes, sir.
And everything with you goes with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Brackins, is there anything that you've done that you've not shared with her at this point?
No, Your Honor.
Because this court has ordered a polygraph test, and the truth is going to come out. We have the results.
Ron, would you please escort into the courtroom licensed private investigator Todd Redding?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hello, Your Honor.
How are you, sir?
Mr. Redding?
Good to see you.
Fine, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for being here. All right, you're a licensed private investigator, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you had a member of your team to administer a polygraph exam for Mr. Brackins, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. I have several polygraph examiners that work for me, and I'm here to present the results of the polygraph exam.
All right. Mr. Brackins was asked, have you ever had sexual intercourse with the woman you were caught sending money to?
That's correct, Your Honor.
What was his response?
Mr. Brackins responded no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector examination determined that he was being truthful.
I see a big smile and tears. How are you feeling right now?
Thankful.
All
Very
right.
thankful.
All right, good, Mr. Brackins. But there's a lot more, and you were concerned about other women as well. Mr. Brackins was asked, in your 3-year relationship, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than Miss Moody?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And what was his response?
His response was yes.
So he volunteered and admitted that he's had sex with other women?
Yes, Your Honor. He responded yes, and the results of the lie detector determined that he was being truthful.
When we asked you, please come clean, that was your chance to get ahead of this. This is your chance to make it right and try to get back with this lady. She loves you. You have broken her heart.
I just want to be honest with her from now on. From the Tennessee stuff, I just want to be honest with her.
So now that he's admitted that he had a relationship, do you want to stay together?
I do, as long as the honesty does not stop when we leave here. I want loyalty. I want to know that when my man says he's going to see a friend, I don't have to worry about him going. Can you give me that, Anthony?
Yes, I can.